Hi everybody, my name is Mark, and I just first wanted to say that I am not a doctor, I am not any kind of a health practitioner or naturopathic anything. I'm not a specialist of any kind. I don't want you to have another expert trying to tell you how to run your life or anything, but I just wanted to share some things that have helped me in my life. There were some friends that asked me to make a video about some of the things that I do. I've had a lot of success with, and I wanted to share it with you. I have a disease. It's called ankylosing spondylitis. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's an autoimmune disease and an autoinflammatory disease of the spine. And it causes the spine it attacks the spine and causes the spine to fuse. It's very painful, and there's no medical cure for the disease. A lot of people take strong medications for the pain and try some different things as far as trying to help the pain and slow down the process of fusion of the spine. But the way I decided early on in my life that I didn't want to put the drugs that would be necessary to do that into my body, because I didn't want to break my body down with the drugs that I would have had to have taken to get that done. And so I just thought about it, and there's I don't know if any of y'all remember anyone who ever had a car. That car, and they always said, "Hey, I got 500,000 miles on my car before I had to get another one." And I always used to think, how in the world would anyone be able to get 500,000 miles on a car? I'll be lucky if I get 150 or 200,000 on one of mine. And they would always tell me, maintenance, you've got to do the little things. You've got to change the oil. You've got to replace the shocks. You've got to do the little things, and if you continue on a regular basis without fail to be faithful in the little things, then eventually you'll be surprised at how long your car will last. And I thought about that when I was deciding what I wanted to do about my health. Was there something that I might be able to do to, number one, make myself feel better with the disease that I have, and number two, just make myself healthier overall. And maybe even hopefully even give myself longevity. And later on, as I grow older. So what I decided to do was to, after I thought about it, was I wanted to get as many nutrients into my body as I possibly could. I wanted to put healthy, naturally, incredibly healthy foods into my body in the best way that I could think of. And so I read up on stuff, and I decided that there was two ways that I could do this. Number one, everybody knows it's healthy to eat your vegetables. The doctors always tell you, eat your vegetables. Your mom always tells you, eat your vegetables. But most people don't eat enough vegetables. You would have to eat a lot of vegetables in order to get the effects that that you should be able to get from eating your vegetables. And so anyway, there's some different thoughts on how you should do that. I decided that the best way for me was going to be able to eat them in their raw state instead of cooked. A lot of dietitians and naturopaths say that the best diet that a person can eat would be around 80 to 85% raw. And the reason that they say that is because there's these things called enzymes. Enzymes are a catalyst that brings the nutrition from a vegetable or a meat or whatever into you. It's a catalyst that provides your cells at a cellular level with the nutrition that it's a carrier. It carries the nutrition from the food into your body, into your cells at the cellular level. So when you cook vegetables, anything above 117 degrees destroys the enzymes in a vegetable. So I decided that, and there's different people think different things about that, but I decided that I wanted to eat my vegetables where the catalyst, the enzyme, would will not be destroyed, and to take the vegetable straight into my bloodstream, at the cellular level. And I also decided that I wanted to use a juicer to do this, because you can get a lot of, you'd have to eat a whole lot of vegetables to be able to get as much nutritional value out of your vegetables as I can in a 16-ounce glass of juice. You'd have to, I wrote this down. Let me see, excuse me for a second. You would have to eat 2 pounds of carrots, 10 to 12 apples, 8 pounds of kale to equal the same amount of nutrients that you could get out of a 16-ounce glass of juice. Okay? So I'm thinking, do I want to eat 10 to 12 apples every day? No, I don't. I don't think most people would want to do that. Would I want to eat 8 pounds of kale? Well, I'd have to be a pretty big rabbit before I'd want to eat 8 pounds of kale in one day. Anyway, I'm just saying. So anyway, what I decided to do, so how did I decide which vegetables that I wanted to eat? Well, I decided that I wanted a large variety. I wanted everything I wanted to look at vegetables and go by color, go by the different things, the different ingredient, things that make a vegetable what it is. There's all these vegetables have different properties, different vitamins, different minerals, different things that are good for you about those. So I wanted to get a large spectrum of different ones into my system. So I just went to the supermarket. I've gone to Sprouts, to Central Market, to Whole Foods. You can go to Kroger or Tom Thumb or things like that too. But to get the biggest variety and the best color and the best different things that are good for you, I'd usually go to one of the. You could go to farmers markets and stuff like that too, but it would be good. Anyway, I just wanted to give you a small sampling. I wrote down some of the things about the different vegetables and a couple of fruits that I use to tell you a little bit about the properties of these. I think there's 9 different ones that I use. And you can use, there's some that I could use that I don't. Anyway, I'm using ginger. This is ginger right here. Another word for it is ginger root. I've already cut the vegetables up. Obviously, they didn't cut. They're not pre-cut. I don't buy them in bags. I buy them straight from the shelf. They come in, they're tied up and in big. You have to get a knife out and cut them up to put them in the juicer. Anyway, ginger. It's commonly called ginger root. It lowers your blood sugar. It aids in your digestion. It's good anti-inflammatory. Good for heart disease, prevents cancer, has vitamins B, C, and E. Turmeric, which is this other one, looks kind of like kale too, but it's called turmeric. It's got a thing in it called curcumin, which is a real good anti-inflammatory. It's good for brain function and brain diseases, heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, depression. And then there's squash. You can use zucchini or squash or both. Good for high blood pressure, promotes regularity, eyesight, strong bones, healthy skin, boosts the immune function, reduces inflammation, and it's good with weight loss. Broccoli. I cut up broccoli. Vitamins K, C, B6, B, E, and A. Has manganese, phosphorus, magnesium, omega-3s, zinc, and calcium. Red beets, good for blood pressure, heart disease, stamina, blood flow to the brain, less fatty liver. Has folate, potassium, copper, vitamins C, B, and E, and iron. Kale, you can use kale or spinach or mustard greens or anything you want But it has it's nutrient rich, anti-inflammatory, omega-3 cholesterol. It's good for your cholesterol and cancer. I use lemon. It is good with vitamin C, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. And then a big staple of it is carrot. Carrot, I use probably more carrot than I do anything else. One thing is because it's sweet, and it, all this together. I mean, I admit it's not the greatest tasting thing in the world, but it's not bad either. But I mean, I like a lot of carrot in mine. It's got beta carotene, vitamin A and K. It's great for your eyesight. It's got biotin, and then apple. You know the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, it's true. You can say that about any of these vegetables. It's good for your cardiovascular system, for your skin, cholesterol, digestion, blood sugar. And I didn't mention these are gold beets. You may not find these in every grocery store, but there's gold beets. And gold beets are good for heart health, kidney, blood pressure, and cancers. Anyway, this is an amazing. This is medicine. That's what I call my medicine. I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this juicer in a minute. But this ingredient put into the bloodstream day to day, without fail, does miracles in my body. I don't know. I mean, I can't guarantee you anything with your body. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but for me, this is like. I can't even tell you how good this makes me feel. When I started this journey 2 years ago, I had inflammation in this shoulder. Like I said, I have this disease called ankylosing spondylitis. It's an autoimmune disease, which means it's a condition in which your immune system mistakenly attacks your body. And it's an autoinflammatory disease, which is an exaggerated innate system response resulting in episodes of spontaneous inflammation to your organs. When I started doing this, my shoulder hurt so bad I had to retire early from my job. I could hardly drive a car. I couldn't put my clothes on. I couldn't lift my arm above about this high. I couldn't sleep at night. And over the course of 2 years, I am pain-free. I mean, that's very unusual for this disease. I don't know anyone else that has my disease that's not on a heavy medication that can say they are not in pain when they have this disease. Anyway, that's not bragging. I'm just saying that this is a miracle. And for me, anyway. Anyway, I want to tell you a little bit about juicers. Some of y'all may not know that there's different kinds of juicers. There's a centrifugal juicer and a masticating juicer. This is a masticating juicer. And what it does is it slowly crushes the vegetables that you put in the chute and separates the pulp from the juice. The juice goes into this bucket. But this thing turns the mechanism here turns really slowly, and it doesn't heat up. The centrifugal juicers, which you see in the Walmart and Target and a lot of places, Bed Bath & Beyond and places like that, there's a thing in there that goes really fast and it slings the juice away from the pulp. The thing with those, though, is that it heats up real high. And the cooler you can keep the mechanism, the more healthy the vegetables are for you. These are more expensive, not real expensive. It was a little over $100, but and you can get the centrifugal ones for $29, $39. If you're on a budget, you need to do that. They work too. They're fine. They'll do the job, and I've used them many times myself. But a good masticating juicer like this will run a little. I mean, you can get much more expensive ones too, but I found this one on Amazon for about $100, and has lasted me for about 3 months using it every day. Anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you. I've already cut the vegetables up. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put them through. And I've already got it plugged in. And we will just begin to put them through. And it's not real loud, but it has a little feeder tube here at the top, and a little cup right here that, what do you know? You might have to edit this a little bit. Where's my, oh. Ready to start again? Okay, you just put the vegetables in the top. It's got a little cup here that gets the juice, and then the pulp goes into the cup there. Some people use the pulp. You can use it for fertilizer for your garden, for your compost. I don't have a garden right now, so I just throw mine away. Some people put it in soups and stuff, that use it for thickening in soups. It's good for you. Some people buy only organic vegetables, and you don't really have to do that when you're juicing, because all the pulp, the stuff that's on the outside of the vegetable, is going to be put into the. You're not going to eat it anyway, and organic vegetables might be a little healthier for you. That's a good idea. But they're also more expensive. So anyway, from start to finish, from cutting the vegetables to juicing them in the juicer, to straining the juice, cleaning the machine, from beginning to end, it's about 30 minutes work. It's about 30 minutes from beginning to end. So, and it's not hard work. I kind of enjoy it. I mean, it's kind of nice to see your creation here come into life here. Got the ginger in there. Some of these make I don't know why, but some of these kind of make a little bit of a squealing noise in this thing when they go through. So, there you go. Here's the broccoli. Broccoli's going in there. I usually put the lemon and the apple in last because they're a little mushier, and I want to make sure I get everything that's in here to go through and not muck up the machine. And here's my greens. Good leafy green. And the apple. You can, whatever. I usually try to use kind of tart apples, because to me they just taste better. And then I put the lemons in last, and I use the rinds and everything. I think there's some properties in lemon rinds that are good for you. You sure wouldn't want to eat lemon rinds if you were not juicing, so you miss out on that. But anyway, so all the pulp has gone into the pulp catcher. and all the juice has gone into the juice bucket here. And what I do, I got this juicer didn't really come with this, but I had another juicer that this came with, and I'm using it now. But this is going to even strain it better. Just put that in there. Let that get all the stuff that I don't want to drink. This is just pure straight juice right here. And I am going to save you the trouble of watching me clean this machine. I'm sure that's not all that interesting to you. So, but it takes about 5 minutes. It's pretty simple. I'm going to... Oh, well, you know, there's actually some other things that I do too. There's some supplements that I take with mine. I'm not going to put them all in there for you. I take a glucosamine and MSM supplement. It's good for bones and the condition that I have. I take a flaxseed oil and a fish oil. I take a magnesium supplement and a whole superfood complex that I stir this in there, and then I take these on the side. But anyway, so this makes about 20 ounces. Voila. I call this the Elixir of Life.